Okay, so I just read an article that has me absolutely outraged. It says the girls are arraigned on adult charges for the beating of a woman. This is four teenage girls, three age 16 and one age 15, and they had the nerve to be rapping on the corner, I'm big, I'm bad, this, that, and the third, and then that video record them beating a woman for no reason at all. And keep in mind, this woman is mentally challenged, and these girls know this and knew this prior to. They like pretty much had this all planned out. You know, they're on the corner, they're video recording them rapping. They go, "Oh, we gonna beat this woman," and then they go have the nerve, the audacity to go into this woman's house and continue to beat her. And I think the worst part about this is that they're children. They're freaking kids. I cannot imagine, getting a phone call that my child has done something crazy like that. Or even, I have cousins their age, and I wish one of my cousins would, because they be getting an ass whooping from me and everybody else in my family. I think a problem with a lot of today's society, these kids, is that their parents either is not around or they is pretty much a baby's having babies. So, of course, they're not teaching their kids any fundamentals. And these girls absolutely had no respect for life, but to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm this, that, and the third," and act all bad on camera. Well, guess what, sweetheart? Now you have a charge. You're being tried as an adult, and you're actually going to do some time. And what these girls don't realize, and not even girls, but these young people today, is they don't realize that, getting locked up, having the aggravated assault charges, reckless endangerment of another person, is that sticks with you for life. So when people say, "Hey, well, do you have a background?" Yeah, and it can hinder you from getting a job, because honestly, who wants to work with you? A lot of people need to realize, throw your attitude, put that to the side, because it's really not worth it at all. These girls are 16 and 15. They haven't even begun to go through life, and already they're going to have a hard start. It's bad enough because people say, times is hard, and times are only as hard as you make it. But these four girls, like, where is the common sense? What I'm finding out today is that common sense is no longer common. Like, I don't know what has happened to these girls. Like, really, you video record this and post it to Facebook like this is okay. Like, does anything sound right with that? You do your dirt and you record it? Like, really? That's absolutely outrageous. But one thing I can applaud is two of the girls' mothers, because apparently two of the girls are sisters. She seen the video on the social network Facebook, and she reported it to the police. I can't say that I know many parents that would do that, because I know a lot of parents will sweep that right up underneath the rug. So I'm out, "Listen, Susie Q, I need you not to do that again." And it's just like, really? You sweep it underneath the rug? And that's the problem in today's society. Not many people stand up for what is absolutely right. Like, if your child is wrong, your child is wrong, and you need to let them know that they're wrong, and that you still love your child. But disciplining them is absolutely okay. You know why? You won't have everything that's going on in Colorado with the mass murdering and the blast off in the, what was in the movie theater. That was absolutely outrageous. And he was a freaking neurologist that committed, oh, I had a moment of insanity. Like, what is going on in the world today? Like, I'm just seeing absolutely craziness. There's causes on Facebook, like this cause to stop this. We use cats and dogs as fish bait. And if the cat and dog run away, it's just like, like, really? You're taking live creatures and you're just treating them any old kind of way. So of course, if we don't have any respect for, a fellow animal, a fellow being, how do we expect our children to have any respect for, I don't know, another human lifespan? I'm just saying, I'm just looking at the world around me, and I cannot believe some of the things that I'm hearing and some of the things that I'm seeing. Like, people, wake up. Tomorrow is not promised, and you really want to treat others how you choose to be treated. Like, really, we don't want to live in a dog dog world society. People say, "Oh, well, times is hard." Times, again, like I said, are only as hard as you make it. So, really, I need people, if you watch this video, look for it. But this happened in Chester County, PA. The four girls, and I can even read you their names real quick if it helps you find the story. But one girl named is Anya Dennis. She's a 16-year-old. Ramia Henderson is also 16. Jamia Davis is 15. And Jonia, whatever her name is, Bell, she's also 16. But let me see if I can read the article right quick. What the mother says, Fern Davis, the mother of two of the suspects, she just said it was unheard of. And she's the one who turned her daughters in. So, Fern, I do applaud you for turning in your children, because it's absolutely outrageous that they would do something like that. But somewhere along the way, I think we really lost, it's a community. That we as a community is just like, oh, well, that's not my child. I'm not going to deal with it. No, but that's your neighbor. That is your neighbor, for crying out loud. That's your neighbor that's doing this. Your neighbor child that's doing this. I think they need to come back with community ass whoopings. I am not saying abuse people, children's, or abuse your child. I'm saying discipline them. I'm 28 and I'm still around. I have common sense, and a good ass whooping never hurt me. I'm just saying. Community, I'm not saying community beat down, throw stones, or anything else. I do not agree that. I don't even endorse that. But, you see little Johnny down the street doing something he ain't got no business doing. It's okay to knock on his mother's door. And if you the mother whose door getting knocked on, or I should say you the parent whose door is getting knocked on, don't get an attitude with the person coming to the door saying, oh, your child did this, your child did that. You need to be thanking them, because you know what? If somebody else's child, one of these days, it's going to be your own child doing something, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, how did that happen? Well, let's see. Someone knocked on your door and he tried to tell you about your child, or you tried to knock on somebody else's child's door, and the parent just didn't do anything. And I also read another sad story today. It's on Yahoo. A stepfather or an adopted parent I can't even say accidentally, but killed his adopted son. This child was 15 years old. His sister lived next door. So you got A and B, who are brother and sister. B says, oh my goodness, I think somebody's breaking into my house. So A comes outside, has a handgun in hand, and the child was dressed in all black, had on the scream ski mask and all black, and he came towards the father. Now, I don't know if he, was saying, Dad, it's me, or whatever the case may be, but he had a weapon in his hand, and right now it's unclear whether or not the weapon was a gun or just a bat or whatever the case may be. But this 15-year-old child was shot because he charged towards the father, and the father didn't even know this was his adopted child until the police identified the body, because of course, that he shot the person that, was burglarizing, attempted robbery, whatever the case may be, that was breaking into or appeared to be breaking into this person's house. And come to find out, it's his freaking adopted child. I could not imagine that happening to me. I don't even know where to begin to pick up the pieces. It's like, how does a tragedy like that happen? But you know what? Things like that do happen. Jay-Z has a song. I think it's like 12 Roses or something like that. I don't really listen to him, so I don't know. But I heard the song once, and a father killed his son and didn't even know it was his son. But how, our children are out there doing things, even though we may teach our kids the fundamentals and how to behave and stuff. We can't predict how they're going to behave. But if more people act as if they care, some of these things would not happen. It's okay to lend a hand to your neighbor. It's okay to report things. But neighbors, when people are reporting these things to you, don't just brush it off your shoulder and be like, oh, well, I ain't got time to deal with this. Make the time. Because you know what? If you let it get out of hand, you're going to be dealing with nonsense like we're dealing with today. 4 16-year-old girls beating a mentally challenged woman just because. Father killed stepson because he was breaking into his aunt's house. Like, really? Maybe the child could have some issues. But whatever the case may be, I'm pretty sure both of these things that I heard about today could be prevented. That brings me to another topic that I'm going to talk about in a later video. But please look forward to reading what I have to say about the Philadelphia Police Department.